timing's kind of weird. It's kind of different. This isn't something you see in many first-person shooter type games because you gotta be doing math. You gotta be keeping time of when things are spawning. Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial video. My name is HeartThrobGG. I'm bringing you a tutorial on timing and map control today. We're going to be talking about timing all the different items in a diabolical, picking up the armors, making sure your opponent never has any of them, so you're stacked up on health and you're dominating your opponent. And if you like this video, you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Let's get into it. So we're going to go over the basics of armor control and the mega control. The armors, they come back every 25 seconds and the mega comes back every 35 seconds. You want to be picking these up as often as possible. That way your opponent can't be picking them up. And that way you got a ton of health. If you got more health than your opponent, your odds are you're probably going to win that fight as long as you can aim just as good as them. If you got more health, well, you're going to be winning. And they're going to be low on health if you're always picking them up. So the key is they have a different timing. This one's 35, these are 25. And because of that, if you keep picking them up on a regular cycle, they will overlap. Because they have a slightly different time to them, they'll end up overlapping and you'll have to decide which one do I want to pick up. That allows your opponent a little bit of a chance to get back in the game. So we're going to start a cycle. I'm going to start it down here at the red, and I'm just going to focus on timing the red and the mega because those are the two most important guys around. So I'm going to pick the red up at 130. So 130, we're going to add 25 to that. That means 155 is when it's coming back. I'm going to hustle up here. We're going to pick up the red, the mega at 140. If we add 35 to 140, then it's going to be back at 215. I don't really look at the first digit. I just look at the end digits. So 15. This one's back at 55. And we're adding 25 to that, which means it's coming back at 20. And this one's coming back at 15. As we make our way up here, remember 15, now they're getting close, right? 15 and 20, they're almost at the same time. A bigger map, you wouldn't be able to go pick both up, but these ones are fairly close. So we're picking this one at 15. We're adding 35, which means it's gonna be back at 50. We're picking this one up at 20, and it's actually gonna be back at 45 now. So that means I got a lot of time to kill. Because the red spawns a little bit faster, it's gonna be up for the mega this time. So now I'm gonna make my way down here and stay close to the red because I know it's coming back at 45. And as it's back at 45 and the mega is back at 50, I was actually late for it. See it up there? I couldn't get there in time. So we're gonna create at 55. It's coming back at 30. We're gonna make our way down to the red because it should be back fairly soon. So now we're picking this up at 310. And we're getting the mega. So as you cycle through the red and the mega, they're going to overlap. Sometimes you're going to have to make choices which one do you want, but you want to keep coming back for those as soon as they're going to spawn and make sure your opponent doesn't get them. You can expect your opponent to be there because he's trying to do the same thing. He's going to contest each one. So the two of you should be showing up at around the same time, trying to get there early, trying to get position, trying to get control over the area so that you can be on it as it spawns. Make sure your opponent doesn't get it. Now, because there's 4 things to control, like we got 4 things to control here, that's a bit much. We got 3 armors and a mega. We can't really cycle all of those and keep picking them all up. There's just too many things. There's not enough time. So you kind of got to pick which ones are the most important and which ones you're able to get control over. And it also depends what guns you have, because some guns are going to do better in different scenarios. So if you got a gun that's good in the area that one is spawning, well then you should go for that one. The other important thing for timing is when you're keeping control of a map is that if you have a really big stack and your opponent doesn't have much, he's going to be keeping his distance, trying not to get caught out by you. It's your job to go find him and kill him. If you're up on frags, then it's still his job to kill you, but if you're down on frags or it's a close game, you want to be finding him to kill him because you have more health. He's going to be trying to surprise you from a distance or surprise you around a corner, pop out of nowhere, and do big damage to you without you expecting it. So while you're timing it, if you've picked up both, in between you have a bit of time to go and look for your opponent and try and kill your opponent, and then you want to make it back for the armor in time. It's easy to get distracted trying to find an enemy. When you finally find them, you do some damage, you kill them, too much time has passed and now all the items are back up on the map, your opponent's going to spawn and they're going to be able to pick up one of the items that you didn't control properly. So it's a bit of finesse to be able to control all the things that you want, as well as find the time to go and find your opponent and kill them with your big stack of health. But timing's kind of weird. It's kind of different. This isn't something you see in many first-person shooter type games, because you got to be doing math. You got to be keeping time of when things are spawning. But that's part of the control. That's all part of dueling. Getting control, keeping control, out-controlling your opponent, and you do that through timing all the items that you want. And lastly, one of the great things about having control, having timing on something, is that when you know something is coming up, you can fly out of nowhere and pick it up right on time. I know this is coming back at 8:25, so I'm going to be jumping straight at it, and then you can land on it right as it spawns, and then your opponent doesn't stand a chance. So that's the basics of timing. I hope you learned something. I hope you're able to apply this in your duels. It gets kind of chaotic when you're fighting someone and they're running at you with guns the whole time. But if you can keep control of the map, then you're always going to have the upper hand and you'll be able to dominate all your friends. I hope you guys are enjoying Diabolical as much as I am. If you're loving these videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That would mean a lot to me and help me out. Hope you have a great time playing Diabolical. We'll see you later.